So, you want to hear a story? Well, have I got one for you?
A lot of people around here with guns, so kind of helps to have an itchy trigger finger.
Do you know that it takes approximately 7 pounds of pressure to rip one of these bad boys off?
As soon as he clocks that, he just darts for the shadows.
There's a, deep, cynical character flaw. I pretty much assume everybody's hiding something all the time.
My boss was like, "Oh, you gotta fight this guy, or you're gonna get another bullet in the head." And I was like, "Okay."
Starting off with a bang, this is Borderlands.
When we last left off, our crew of Mercs and Miscreants had traveled to the planet Pandora and were en route to the old Hyperion Eridium extraction plant in search of Tracer Vlad, an Eridium salt supplier for the Black Wing. Alongside Dr. Farrah Celsus, the crew navigated the subterranean tunnels and eventually made it to the lower floors of the plant, where they found Vlad, locked up, sick and dying from Eridium poisoning. His mind fading in and out, Hobbs pressed Vlad for information until he cried out that the person responsible for his condition was a crazed female scientist. Realizations began to dawn on the crew just as an odorless gas began to permeate the area. Before they could react, our crew began to feel lightheaded, disoriented, blackness encroaching on their vision. And as Fidget collapsed into the waiting arms of Dr. Celsus, she stated that there were no hard feelings. She simply needed Fidget for her research. And it is here, as most of our heroes lie unconscious on the floor of the Eridium extraction plant, that we resume our tale of vaults and villains.
And I will begin by pulling up the map.
Oh boy. So, this is going to be interesting.
Yes, indeed.
I don't even have my...
What's that?
I said I didn't have my dice in front of me. I do now.
Fair enough. Well, we will begin. So, let's have Fidget and Tegan roll initiative, please. Not Fidget, sorry, Fidget's out. Peaches and Tegan. So,
Okay.
that's a mighty natural 6 for Peaches.
I got a 19.
Nice. So, first up is actually going to be Dr. Celsus. As she quickly, looks at the scenario around her, Fidget, you're at her feet, and she looks out to see that these two have not fallen, seeing their heads just above this little, so she's gonna fucking hoping that got all of them, enters a program on her wrist, and the auto turrets focus in and begin to kind of take notice. There are 3 auto turrets in here that kind of just turn in unison, and it also activates a bubble dome shield, like a phalate shield around her that extends out in a 10-foot radius. I will mark that on this map here. But that is what she is going to do as she like starts to try to fish some other element out of this like kind of utility belt she has. And then Tegan, it will now be your turn.
All right. Well, am I able to try and help and wake the others up at all?
You certainly can. It would take an action for you to attempt such a thing, but you certainly may try.
Yeah. Who is it? Yeah. So I think Hob. That's Hobbs right next to me, right?
That is Hobbs right next to you. Yes, indeed.
All right. So I just want to So I'm just gonna try and just kind of shake him, slap him, a little bit, smack his head against the. Just gonna shake the ever living fuck out of him because I am panicking here. Because there are 3 fucking turrets aimed at me, and I am not in a good. And I am by myself with a psycho. It's just Peaches. It's just Peaches here, and.
Brilliant. So Hobbs, the last thing you remember was questioning this tank before you collapsed to the ground. And now you wake to being mauled by Tegan, or so what it seems like, as you are shaking.
Okay,
your
so
stupid.
I wake from that.
Yes, it takes an action, but you can release these people. I will let you know just since we've begun waking these up. Somebody can use an action to shake you awake, or if you suffer damage, you wake.
Yeah. So Hobbs, Tegan hits him just right, and Hobbs starts and just goes, I'm probably better off dead. I don't know. Wait. Day is it?
Wake up, fool! The doctor's a bitch.
Oh my god, that's right. The scientist is a psycho killer. Okay, I'm with you now. I'm back. Everything.
Awesome.
Oh fuck. Okay, things are bad. All right, I'm up.
They're really bad.
All right. Hobbs, as you're still shaking off the after effects of the knockout gas, you will roll initiative at the start of the next round.
Very well.
But after that, these auto turrets focus in, and they are going to definitely take a shot at Peaches and 2 at Tegan, since Hobbs is still on the ground. It is not an active threat at the moment. Shebang! It's a 17 against Peaches, which will hit. Shebang! That's a 12 against Tegan.
Nope.
Ooh, and a 10 against Tegan. Jeez. Okay. Starting off with a good shot.
Your turrets suck.
As Peaches goes, Peaches?
Peaches, no!
And it's going to be 12 points of damage to Peaches' shield. Which will knock that down. Awesome. Can't believe all of those turrets. Jeez, come on. They have a good plus to their hit. I rolled like garbage. I'm on the wrong screen. Pull this up, and then Peaches is going to see all of this, see you shake him awake, and he is going to just charge up, knock a bunch of shit out of the way as he stomps over and around this, and is going to actually. Let me see how far he can make it before I go jumping around. He can make that. So yeah, he smashes a bunch of crap over and makes his way to the stairs, just being like, "Oh, my queen!" and runs over and doesn't really know what to do, but he just saw Tegan beat the shit out of Hobbs as he wakes her up, and he is just going to slap you across the face, dealing you 1 point of damage.
Woo!
As he hits with a natural 17, Actually, sorry, it wouldn't be 1 point of damage. It would be 4 points of damage.
Okie dokie.
So your shield is kind of
He slaps because he cares.
yeah, dealing damage to your shield, but it still like imparts like a bit of like the force that kind of like makes you awake. As you wake on the stairs, having collapsed face down and kind of slid back a couple of the steps.
Oh no, did you drink too much?
Brilliant. Okay, so you guys are up in action. That will mark the end of the round. So we're going to go back up to the top of initiative. Hobbs and Kimmy, please roll initiative.
I only have 2 gin and tonics.
Oh, nice. That's a 21.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Hobbs will follow that up with an 8.
Okay, alright.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
Awesome. So at the start of this initiative, Kimmy, that will be you.
All right.
C's here. Sorry, Duck, you're the last one standing, but Peach, in fairness, Peaches does believe that Kimmy is like an object of adoration, and you can blame Jay for that.
Total sense. No worries.
Kimmy is going to race over to Duck and just like start shaking him. I guess.
Awesome, as you like trip down the stairs over Peaches and like just in a mad dash make your way over to one of the last remaining members of your party still down.
She's just gonna grab him by the shoulders and be like, Duck! Duck! We've been roofied! Duck!
I'm up.
You got roofied, the doctor's a creep.
Oh, God.
And she's got fidget.
I never.
And she has fidget.
No.
Fantastic. So, Duck, you are awake. You will enter initiative at the start of the next round here. Next up, Dr. Celsus is going to go. She's going to look around and roll her eyes, and she's like, oh, all that fanning! And she's going to put back the device that she had just managed fishing out of her utility belt. Instead, she's going to go back to her wrist, and she's going to make a quick couple slide motions. And these bars for the cell are going to drop as you see, like, a painful jolt of electricity kind of runs up the neck, like visibly, like arcing like plasma through the veins into Vlad here is sick, and he just like stumbles forward. He goes, "Oh God, I can't stop it!" And he is going to enter initiative.
Oh no.
And he'll do that at the start of the next round. And after Celsus, Tegan.
All right. I would like to rage, please.
All right, I do believe this is your last rage.
It is, yep.
Okay, so yeah, eyes go a little bloodshot as like you begin to realize the betrayal, the full blown like this person traveled with you, you know, for like an entire day and like seemed to be a friend and wanting to help you. And if you can hear the voice in the back of your head screaming, "Give me the blood!"
I look at Vlad straight on, and I'm just like, it's like, what are you doing? It's like, what are you doing, buddy? I don't want to hurt you.
He's just like, "Please help! I can't stop!"
You can't die. Hey, you can't die on me here. You got questions that I need answered.
All right. He stumbles forward, still clutching at his head as if he's trying to like physically remove like these bad compulsions that he's having. He's fighting against vehemently. But what do you do as your action and or movement?
Does he have like a weird like little? No. It's like the Eridium's been like injected inside of him, right?
Indeed, and it does seem like similar to the gigantic Bullymong experiment that you guys passed. It also seems like he's bearing some forms of like hard grafted in cybernetics.
where does it look like the cybernetics are connected? Like, are they connected to his heart or any other vital organs or anything that can like possibly?
Give me a. I mean, it's a tough call between. Just give me a perception check as you just kind of look over this dude.
Okay. So I don't want to kill him, but like, you know, if he's gonna fucking like. 16.
I believe the expression is "fuck around and find out." So
Fuck around and find out. All right.
he's kind of.
That's an 18.
All right, on an 18, you definitely see like under the skin around the collarbone, like this, the skin is thin enough there that it's actually like broken away, and you can see like a bit of like metallic and like some like wires kind of popping in. I'm making this motion on my right side, but it's actually on his left side, and it sits here, and you can see like on an 18 the kind of like jagged like remnants where it's like something has definitely been implanted in him. The problem being it's unclear unless you would have like particular medical training, but it's unclear what this would be wired
Which I do not.
And it is very, this side of the chest contains more vital organs than perhaps the other side even, you know what I mean? Like it's the lungs, and it's the heart, the spinal column. If you just went and tried to rip this thing out of him by force, who knows what could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a
That's for sure.
get a rules clarification, because this is like a semantics thing, I guess, but because we use firearms in this game, like in other D&D we've had there, you can like intend non-lethal damage, right? Like you can try not to kill somebody.
Yeah.
We have that type of
Yes.
finesse.
If you want to try to kill somebody, it does require like an unarmed strike or like a melee weapon strike, like shooting someone or using tech on them. There's not a good way to do that with non-lethally. So if you want to try to just knock somebody out, you can do that. You can like put them in like a like hit them and put them in a stranglehold, that kind of like flavor context, or you can like strike them with a weapon like the butt of a gun or like the handle of your sword kind of thing,
Or my fists.
Got it.
or your fists. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good to know.
All right. I think that's what I'm going to try and do. Just kind of try and knock him out.
Okay. So you take a step forward on this guy as he's right in his cage. Go ahead and take shots.
Take a shot. Take a shot. Take a shot. 23.
Yes, that hits.
2. 10. 12. So that's 12 bludgeoning.
Nice. As soon as you strike this guy, he definitely reacts to it. But in normal circumstances where an average man, you could just punch and knock them the fuck out. This dude it's like hitting a heavy bag for some reason. He's so small but so fucking dense that it throws you for a second, and he backs his head and kind of just looks up at you, and you see his eyes flash with purple.
All right, second shot. $22.
Hits as well.
That's 8 bludgeoning.
It's again, it connects, but it's that same feeling, and it is doing damage to him. You could see a cut form across his forehead as this kind of purple, ichorish blood kind of seeps out a little bit. And he just lets out a wail, just crazy. Awesome. Anything else from you on your turn? That's your bonus action and your actions, and you want to stay put.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay put. Just please do yourself a favor and just go to sleep.
Sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
Go sleep, go sleep, go sleep, go sleep, go sleep.
Perfect. Fantastic. After that is these turrets go. Now more targets are becoming active. It's going to take a shot at Let's see. We're gonna get one shot at Peaches from the bottom, being the closest. Jeez, what a miss. Okay. We're gonna get one shot at Kimmy, who just runs up. Ooh, that's a natural 17 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
So that's gonna hit you. Bling, and that is going to be 12 points of shock damage to your shield, plus the vulnerability. Ooh. For another 7 points of shock damage as that explodes.
Okay.
When is your shield still up or did it break?
It broke at the 12 part because the -4 shield that Peaches dealt when I got smacked awake.
Okay. Yep.
My shield only has 14 points.
Okay, then the vulnerability doesn't count then. So just that initial 12 shock damage. So your shield as this thing like at you. And the final turret is going to... Well, let's see. I guess the only one it does have any kind of a good shot on. Oh, another natural 5 for 11. That's not gonna do it. Turrets are letting me down, man. Dr. Celsus like, oh, these fucking pieces of junk. Curse you, Hyperion.
Why don't you come down here and fight us like a fighting woman to woman, bitch?
Fantastic. Peaches is going to light his flaming baton, hold it up, and like flamethrower at this turret up here, because that's the best he can do on that kind of long-ish range. And that is... So let's see, that's going to automatically fail its dex save, so it is just going to take the damage. 19 points of fire damage. That turret takes a significant amount of damage, and like you can see, like parts are like scorched off. Dope. And then that's Peaches is then going to charge. I suppose he's going to run back to Kimmy. Somebody get in the direction otherwise. And say, "Let me be your meat shield."
Aw, that's so sweet.
And it is Hobbs.
Yeah, so, I mean, at some point over the last 6 seconds, Hobbs has sort of, like, got himself to one knee, and he's, like, you know, tying it all together and sort of taking in the scene and hearing turrets firing, and he, like, sees Fidget with this bitch up on the pedestal or whatever, and he's just like, we saved your life! And we fucking killed people to save your fucking life! Then Hobbs is going to Gunzerk.
Nice.
So we'll pull out his Jacobs, and then he will pull out his AX7. And he's going to say, I'm going to introduce you to two ladies who are trustworthy. All right. This is Jolene and Eurydice. They'll be the last women you ever meet. I'm going to... I can't find a D20. Oh, here we go. I am going to shoot her several times. How many can I shoot? Gunzerk is like an extra... Okay, yes. So, still have to make an attack for each shot. So that is a 17.
17.
With the Marshall. And a 18 with the AX7.
Both of those hit.
So why don't I go ahead and expend a spell slot, or sorry, a tech slot, and lay waste to this bitch also?
Okay.
Or an extra 2d8. So here is the first attack. 6 damage. 4 plus 4. So she will take 14 piercing from the marshal. She will take max damage. She will take 8 damage from the Atlas. And then she will take 7 more explosive damage from the tech charge that I throw into that bullet, or whatever the case. So, what did I just say? 7 plus 14 plus 8.
That's brilliant. So yeah, that's a total of
29.
9. Yep. Brutal. You do see some of these shots like pierce through this like kind of phalanx shield that she has moving about her, and do manage to like get through and like, but they ping off of her shield, her personal orb shield that you can see she has. So it's like, and she's still getting rocked, but she seems to have some kind of very powerful orb shield going on, as well as some kinetic. Actually, you know what? Give me a perception check, I suppose. Either that, or I would also take a tech check as well, whichever's better.
That's going to be perception for me. So close to a nat 20, but it rolled onto a 17 is what I'll get out of there.
Mm-hmm. All right. On a 17, it's a little hard to gauge, but there's definitely something funky going on with this phalanx shield that she has going on. Like, it is possible for obviously bullets to penetrate, but it does seem to have some kind of ill effect once in there. So it may not be doing the kind of damage that you're looking for, if that makes sense, if I'm phrasing that right.
Is this a too meta of a question if I ask, like, does it seem like the explosive part of that was helpful? Or is it just like bullets got in?
Yeah, on a 17, that's a better way to phrase it. Yeah, the penetrating power seems to be somewhat lessened, but the explosive powers definitely took her by surprise a bit.
Nice.
All right, yeah, I just yell, I'm putting bullets in the bubble, but she's not dead yet, guys.
And she like winces as like that last explosion like rocks her back for a second. She looks and she goes, "It was nothing personal, and I appreciate you saving my life. But how often does one come across a genuine siren just out in the world? I can't let this pass. You're impeding my research."
Take a fuck up coffee order personal. You're dead.
I'm gonna impede your research with my fist.
So
That's a good action.
Especially if you don't let my son daughter go.
the lay waste power, is that just the explosive damage type, or is it explosive? Like, does it have a radius?
Spend 1 tech slot to deal explosive in addition to another weapon attack. So it doesn't describe any radius. It just adds an explosive damage element to my.
The way I figured it with handguns, it was like the bullet would like hit and then bore for a second, then it would be like a control
Yeah.
So it would like impact the shield and then like against the shield.
I was just asking in case I took damage, because that in this specific instance would be a good thing.
Yes. So, all right, at the start of this round now, Duck, go ahead and roll initiative.
Cool. That's a 14.
A 14. And Kimmy, you are going to be the first to act in this.
I'm going to have Kimmy run one. 5 back to the stairs. Right. And I'm going to chuck a double vision grenade into her stupid little bubble.
Nice. Yeah, I was saying, I was muted, but I was saying you're gonna have to come up with a catchphrase for that one, because you do like that grenade mod and you use it quite often, so you have to come up with something.
That's true.
But awesome. So that's a saving throw, I believe, correct?
Yes.
Or and it's wisdom.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's gonna be a dirty 20.
Ah, fuck.
Sorry, I just
Okay.
drop it and like boom, and like I just kind of like some of the like goggles she has, like a little light indicates on it. Not that she's, I'm not saying that she's immune to this effect. I'm just saying that she has precautions against such things. And she looks over at you and goes, "Trixie."
All right. Do I notice that?
Yeah, I'll give you that, basically, that the fact that your tech didn't work and that it would make sense. So, yeah,
Okay.
Perhaps I share too much, but I'll give you that one.
Guys, she's got some freaky goggles.
Hobbs has on a credulous face. Hobbs just goes, and I think she just called you a strumpet.
What the fuck's a strumpet?
It's bad.
Is it a food? Am I a pastry? Like, what?
It's
It
bad.
does sound
You should be
delicious, but
angry.
it's more like promiscuous. You should be offended. Someone called
very
Oh.
offended.
My god.
I'm thinking of a crumpet. Never mind.
This bitch is calling me a skank just because I'm hotter than she is. What the hell?
Dope. All right, Kimmy, that is your action in movement. Do we have bonus action?
Yeah, I'm going to give Hobbs an inspiration, and she's gonna point at him. She's gonna be like, beat her fucking ass.
Excellent.
Hobbs throws those two thumbs up with his guns in his hands. So
Awesome. Trying to figure out the logistics of that. I'm getting way too involved. Moving on. All right, Celsus is going to look around her. She's losing her composure rather rapidly because her plan has gone to shit very quickly. She is going to eyeball who she can see over this 10-foot ledge. Is more or less everybody, but she's going to pull up something like on her wrist that like activates with like a little kind of like signal and antenna, and she's gonna roughly point it at Hobbs and goes, "Your talents are best suited elsewhere." And Hobbs, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Shit.
Oh no.
that is gonna be 11.
All right. Suddenly, like your brain, like in your brain, like your mind starts to like fog. You're holding your guns and you're training them up at her, and it's like you start like getting like this kind of like wobbly double vision for a second. Pulling up this one here. So basically, what's happening is electromag radiation has been specifically flooding certain cortexes of your mind here.
Bad tickle.
This is
Bad tickle.
before moving. So basically, in this instance, you are charmed, and before moving, a charmed target must use its action on its turn and attack against a creature other than itself.
I am unfortunately immune to being frightened or charmed because I am way too fucking gun-zerked.
Oh shit!
Yes!
You feel, yeah, so you feel it for a second, and like you're just like your tenacity like just like pushes through, and like your vision like clogs, and Celsus looks at it. Oh boy, did I pick wrong?
It's very, very personal, Doctor.
She just shit. She starts immediately trying to fidget in the other side of her belt pocket. Oh fuck! All right, Tegan. That is. As her bonus action on this round, she will now activate. You see a few of these turrets. All of a sudden, you see little red dots appear on the ground as they begin to kind of move around as targeting goes. Unclear what that means, but some
Nothing good, I'm assuming.
yeah. So Dr. Celsus starts trying to look around, trying to figure out re-strategize in the moment. The first thing she is going to do is she is actually going to step down here. Behind. Well, it's not actually behind because there is a depth of perception here, so she's going to get behind this. Right here, behind this. I know it's on it, but she's behind it. Right. Perspective. All right, Tegan. That is back to you.
All right. I'm gonna smack around. I'm gonna try to smack around Vlad some more. See if I can take him down.
All right. As Vlad is like, please help me.
It's like I'm trying.
Mhm.
Shit. That's a 9.
Not gonna do it, unfortunately.
Yeah. I still make another attack with my other hand.
Yep, you made bonus action attack for sure.
Yeah. That's a little bit better. That's a dirty 20.
That does it.
All right. The 9. 9 bludgeoning.
Very nice. Very nice. That is use your wail on him, bringing it to Duck.
Okay. So what's the deal with this guy? Friend, foe? Unsure.
It would appear as though he's the guy you came looking for sure, but it would appear from his distressed state that he is beginning to fight against his will. He's very, very sickly looking. Very similar to that. Those kind of you remember those slag psychos that you fought in the cult, like how they looked like purple skin coloration. They were sickly and they kept vomiting up this like slag liquid. That's this guy, but a tink.
Okay. Can I make a medicine check? See if there's anything I can do to help him.
Yeah. Go ahead. Give me a medicine check.
Ooh. 23.
Okay. I mean, he looks like this is basically a poisoning. Not having or understanding what could be a possible antidote for such a thing. It looks like you could be able to possibly save him by maybe giving him some a fresh transfusion, if you will, of blood. Or it could be something you don't think it's something like a minor insta health could fix. It may have to be something stronger than that if you're on the tech route. Otherwise, you could attempt to perform some kind of procedure, but it would be a lengthy procedure, and it would not be able to be accomplished under such duress like this. But if he could be subdued, you do think you might have some knowledge to be able to assist.
Can I? Was that an action or?
Oh no, I'll give you. I like to give people at least a good solid check just on each turn, because there's a lot going on and people are focused on different things, and I think they deserve to pick what they're going to focus on in lieu of all the other catastrophes happening around them. So
fair. Ooh, shoot! I have to use half my move to get up. Okay.
Can somebody buy Oz or Howlers when we were at the space station?
I found Howlers. I have 12 doses of them.
Awesome. So, why? You have your own agenda. That's fine. But now I'm curious.
I just was looking in my inventory for ways that we might sedate this guy if, brute force unconsciousness doesn't work out. But I don't seem to actually have anything. You actually, you know what? I got a stun baton.
Oh. So can I, tinker with a tech really quick to have it do non-lethal? Is that possible?
It's tough for.
And the capture gun. which I had forgotten about.
What's that?
We also have that cannon that shoots electric nets.
Oh, yeah. The capture gun.
Holy shit!
It's a throwback.
I don't even. Yeah, it's a throwback.
So yeah, Duck, back to your original question. For the way we've been ruling it, that like tech and firearms are not well suited to being able to deal non-lethal damage.
That's fair.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna do it anyway. I can stabilize him after if if I really needs it.
Okay.
I'm gonna do irradiated light speed.
Nice. Yeah, just go ahead and make your ranged tech attack.
Oh no! Oh no! Natural 20.
Oh shit! Okay, awesome. Fantastic. So
How many d6?
yeah, you're gonna roll 8d6. And
Oh my god.
Oh, I just rolled so high on the first shot.
That's awesome.
That's 32 radiation damage.
Sorry.
Not as big as I thought it was going to charge you. That is pretty. That's pretty good.
Awesome. Tegan, as you're trying to like physically restrain this guy, all of a sudden, faster than the eye can see light speed, there's suddenly an explosive device right against Vlad's chest that radiation sucks him back up. And Vlad like shrieks in pain, but as the radiation, like this cloud, kind of dissipates, he's still standing, though he now takes on a yellow coloration to him.
Next attack also has advantage on him.
Yes, the next person to attack Vlad will have advantage before
You were
the end of the turn.
you were trying to use a gamma gun. You accidentally used a mini nuke. What the?
Duck, anything else from you?
Yeah. I don't like grouping up, but I'm gonna move to there.
Okay. As you walk up and you start to see in front of you this, it's very clearly a laboratory setup. Lots of beakers with liquids like bubbling gently and evaporating and being collected and dripping down. And then right in front of you is a pan of various deformed and slagged body parts.
Ooh.
Take a bunch of random chemicals and smash them. Nothing bad's ever happened.
Sick at all.
Are there any ears?
Are there? I only have 2 right now.
Give me a luck check.
Yeah, sure, why not? 8.
Okay. No, unfortunately, it looks like more larger, internally kind of looking body parts and a few bones. There is a liver, a spleen, and a kidney.
I'll just take the doctor's ear when we're done.
All right. These turrets now aim with you could see a little red dot forms on Hobbs, on Kimmy, and on fuck it, and on Tegan. So that is going to be an 18 on Tegan,
Where?
21 on Hobbs, and a 15 on Kimmy.
Shit.
All hit.
Yes.
So, Kimmy, you are going to suffer. As you see, instead of these typical plasma bolts, you see a single rocket out. So, Kimmy, you're going to take 12 points of explosive damage.
Okay.
Hobbs, you're going to take 12 points of explosive damage. And Tegan, you are going to take... Wow. Let me do the math.
What?
Make sure. Yeah. You're going to
Oh god.
take 18 points of explosive damage.
Jesus.
But then you see these red dots fade out.
Yes.
Yeah, yoinks. Those are big rolls. Wow. All right. After that, Vlad is going to let out a scream, be like, I can't stop it anymore. And then suddenly, like you see a flash of purple like streak across, and he is going to wind up down here in between you guys. Tegan, I need you to make a Constitution save.
Who, me?
Yes, you Tegan. As this blast erupts, as like this weird teleportation happens, as all of a sudden in a blur of purple energy, suddenly Vlad is across the room.
That is a dirty 20.
Nice. So you will only suffer half of this. Which is, wow, low rolls this time. 11 points of explosive damage.
Okay, jeez. Not too good here.
As Vlad erupts and appears next to you, and he turns around and like grabs you by like by the tail of your coat. He's like, "You gotta help me, please!" And you see his body starts to rubble and roil as all of a sudden, out of nowhere, kind of like being shunt out of your space, he grows to size. He grows to size large.
Oh, sick. Love that.
And all of a sudden, like a deer, he's like, Peaches is going to, Peaches! And he's going to pull out this bottle with a rag on the top of it, and he uses his flaming torch to light it. And he is just going to ram it down pretty much at the base of him and this dude's feet. 10-foot square. Catching both him and this guy as he just like, boom, ignites the thing at the end of his feet and goes, "Come dance in the flames!" And so this guy, he's going to save, but he's going to take half damage as big rolls. 13 points of fire damage to this Tink.
That was half? Holy crap.
Oh, no, sorry, that was not half.
Oh, okay.
So, sorry, 12. So 13, so 6 points, plus a little bit of extra here. To Vlad as he's like, flames like lap up in this new mutated kind of gargantuan phase. Dope. But he's looking pretty fucked up. And after Peaches, that is Hobbs.
Couple of quick questions then. Just this like pipe that she's next to, does that know what this is, like electrical, or is this like chemical, or?
Well, from your perspective, you can see there's a big tank of this bubbling, like, slag, kind of, extraction, like, this liquefied kind of slag that's, usually done during the refining process. It was pumped out to be used in other military areas back in the day. So it looks like it's pumping slag.
It's a good idea.
Does it look like I could hit this elbow over her? Is she like underneath that machine?
Yeah, she's like basically like pressed against it, so like full cover in this from you guys. But if you want to try to strike up there and bust that pipe, I won't say it'll be the easiest thing in the world, but this is, I gotta take into account, this is old ass equipment, and she's the only one that's been maintaining it. Doubt she's changing out large industrial pipes.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a couple more rounds of Gunzerk, so I feel like I've got extra shots here to make that happen. But that's what at least for the time being, that's my first instinct. So I don't have a clean shot at her. I don't know if I can quite make it to Fidget this turn, but I'll try. But so first I'm going to take...
You could shoot me.
shots at... It's not a bad idea, but I mean, I just saw Duck make like a Olympic marksman level shot when she was trying to graze somebody, so I just feel like might wind up doing a lot of harm there.
Yeah.
And again, maybe Duck is just
Risk reward. You know.
let's see. So I don't know what just a regular what it's gonna be. Yeah, I'll just make an attack. That's pretty good. So that's a 23, and that is a 17.
I will say the 23 hits.
Same modifier on the two different weapons here, so
Yes. But the 20, I would say the 23 hits. This, I mean, they both like strike off it, but the 23, like, I think can do some damage.
okay. Let's see if it does some damage. For 5, 7 plus 4 is 11. 11 piercing.
Yeah. I will say that does manage to hit it in just the right angle that it does penetrate, and slag does kind of begin to leak out, but it's not like a kind of explosive.
Right.
It's penetrating. Unless you're going to throw in another lay waste, that may change things.
Yeah. If that's not do meta after the fact here, that's actually a fantastic idea because I have 2 slots left.
Yeah.
So let me add 2d8 of exploding damage. 2d8 that'll be 14 exploding damage.
Yeah, with that, this thing rips open and a slag pool rains down. I'm gonna give her a chance to make a dex save. Not bad, but she's still gonna take. Go ahead and give me 2d6 slag.
5 total.
5, nice. And yeah, she dumped on, and like you don't see anything, but from here you're. Oh, come on! Yeah, she's like suddenly covered in the fruits of her own vicious experimentations. So let me go ahead and fire.
Yeah, now let's hope that just like turn her into She-Hulk or something. And then I will spend my movement.
Oh.
So I have 35 speed, but I'm guessing I can't just straight line this because I have like a panel and I got to go up over this railing and shit. So I'm just, and plus I'm out of actions, so I'm just gonna try and get next to Fidget for this turn.
All right. Just give me a quick athletics check as you like jump up this little 10-foot ramps here.
I can do that, he said too confidently. Okay, that took a bad roll too, but so that's a 23.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Dangled on a 5 there for a second then.
Yeah, you run up like 1 foot off this like table, grab the railing, and vault over and make it over to Fidget. Dope. But that is your action, your bonus action, and your move.
That's all she wrote.
Alright, back up now to the top of initiative with Kimmy.
All right, Kimmy is going to run up here, and I'm going to deploy my elemental relic to see if I do anything to this big bubble shield. Then I'll be using the electrical one.
So you run up and you pull out this relic and like slam it on the ground. Sparks and everything rain up from you. You see, it doesn't seem to disrupt the bubble shield. In fact, when the electricity like hits it, you can see almost like a Tesla, like one of those like balls that you put your hand on. Like the electricity that creates this dome shield, like they like link up for a second and kind of like tangle.
Okay.
It does give you the insight as you like kind of like reach out with your hand, like touch. You get like that static sensation off of it. Like if someone deemed non-friendly were to try to enter this space, bad things might happen.
Okay. All right. Guys,
Give you that.
don't go inside. Don't go inside the bubble shield. It's fucked up.
All right, awesome. So that's your action, and you got a little bit of your movement used. Also, when you ran up the stairs, this big guy here takes a swing at you and hits.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And hits with a natural 19.
Yeah.
For 8 points of damage as he like just like clubs you and like you fly up, like bang off the stairs and like scramble your way up.
What a jerk.
So
All right.
8 points of bludgeoning to you.
Kimmy's looking pretty fucked up. I have 4 points of health left.
And as he swings at you, he's just like, help! Please! Dope. Alright, so anything else bonus action, or you still have a bit of movement 5 feet if you want to try to scoot and work to good, but
Combat is going to give me trust issues in real life.
I'm gonna go 1 more forward.
alright. Stepping up there, that puts you out of the range of at least, well, one of the turrets which you already but that's okay. Awesome. And bonus action, anything?
Nope, I used my last inspo.
Okay. Now, Dr. Celsus is gonna go. She's like, oh, with the slag still kind of like pouring down. We'll see if I can't put something up as like a little slag pool. I don't think I have that token. Son of a bitch. I'm starting not fucking around with that shit now.
I don't like that. Holy shit.
Jesus.
That's right. Yep, okay. You see, she's going to, she walks out holding a large Eridium artifact in her hand that seems to be glowing and like has like this mist around it. She's gonna raise it up into her hand and throw it. It lands just on the edge of this, and this cryo mist spreads out into this 40-foot cube.
Yeah.
And I need Tegan, Duck, Hobbs, and Kimmy to make Constitution saving throws.
Nat 20.
Yay!
As like you duck behind this pipe and
Um,
kind of shield yourself from the frigid blast of air.
It's 21.
Damn. Okay.
7.
No offense, but I got one.
And a 9.
Okay. Jeez, I thought I wasn't gonna catch any of you with this. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
I only have a +1 to my save.
Okay. So
I am lobby art in Narnia.
So Frost like immediately clings to you, and you can feel like your joints and your arms and everything stiffening. For the duration, your speed is halved. You take a -2 penalty to your AC and your dexterity saving throws, and you cannot use reactions. On your turn, you can either make an action or a bonus action, not both. And no matter what, you cannot make more than 1 attack per round on your turn.
When you say no matter what, does that mean include if you're gunzerking?
You know what? Because Gunzerker does have actually some special situations involved, and I may have to look that up. But additionally, just
We'll roll on that later. I actually skip an attack this turn if I'm waking. But we'll see.
Additionally, if a creature attempts to activate a piece of tech with an activation time of 1 action, you must roll a d20. On an 11 or higher, the tech finishes activating, but anything lower and the activation takes a second turn to activate, requiring your action again on the next turn to complete it.
Frickin' slow, man.
You are slow. Yes.
It's one of my
It
favorites.
was -2 to AC and a dex.
In dex saving throws.
That hits.
Yep.
And that slaps, man. That's
It's one of the most underrated
Juice.
freaking spells in D&D that like
Because it's save or
people
suck,
don't
right?
take for some reason.
It's Saber Suck, yep.
like two of our party just got away. So that was the deal. Is 4 targets. That's you really get some payoff as long as there's some dice security.
Yep. And then she retreats back.
Got
in.
me.
Dope. And as a bonus action, nope, she can only do that once. So that's gonna do it for her. Tegan. So that is gonna be you as Celsus ducks back behind this. Just like fucking son of a
Alright.
ass bitch.
Alright, so I'm gonna go up and try to attack Vlad again. Saying to him, saying that, and I'm rightfully, I took a lot of damage in the last turn, so I am rightfully pissed off, and I am ready to just be like,
Give me a quick athletics check with advantage because you are raging.
wee. I got a 10.
10's good enough. As you come and like duck, as like you're like all of a sudden feeling like you're sub-Arctic, you just see Tegan like jump over you and like land on the other side of you, right after Vlad. I put you just not in the burning blaze, so you're safe from what Peaches has wrought.
Mm-hmm.
But awesome, it's your turn. Do what you would like.
All right, don't make me fucking kill you, Vlad. 22.
22 hits.
Okay. That's 10 bludgeoning.
Nice. 10 bludgeoning.
10 bludgeoning. All right, picking my second.
Yep.
Team. That is a dirty 20.
That hits.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Might be going back to Duck's idea. Just, kill him and then unkill him.
Honestly.
Kill him, let him kill him. Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do? You say, don't force me to kill you, but like, I feel like that's all he's done. Forced me to kill you.
Yeah.
I also realized that someone can take my first aid kit because I have the stabilization.
Ordnance.
Yeah, ordnance. Thank you. Couldn't think of the word.
That's great. So yeah, if anybody after, assuming everyone makes it from this, let's remember that so we can spread the love.
Or I could just use that to like throw shade at people. Disrespect, like if somebody else can't resuscitate someone, and just run up and like save their life, and then throw that first aid kit in the person's face. Like, can do better.
All right, and that's 12 bludgeoning.
Nice. As you're rocking this guy, and yeah, I mean he does not look great. But still up. As he just
Still up.
Like, just kill me already.
We're trying.
Shoot me in the face.
This poor guy.
Duck, that is now your turn as you are near frozen state, and even though this fire right behind you gives you no solace.
How's he looking?
Vlad is looking real fucked up, but he's also looking like he is built to take some hits. But he's a bloody wreck. There's very clear signs that you guys are doing what you want to do. It just takes a great amount of effort to do it.
I know Kimmy's not doing too well, but I can give you more health if you're at 0.
All right.
Oh, because
That's-
your perk
Yeah.
allows you to heal max when someone's.
It sounds really mean, but I feel like I would do more good if you were already down.
Objective understood. I got this.
God, no kid is gonna become the fucking the martyr suicides.
Okay. Question.
Yep.
I have the ratios for super acid, and I'm right in front of her work table.
Okay.
Do I see what I would need to make the super acid?
Give me a. I suppose I could allow it as a perception. Investigation might be a little more apt. You'll get more specifics, I guess, if you go with investigation. As far as with perception goes, on a good enough roll, you may be able to spy some materials that look more or less like it. So.
Nope, I don't see shit.
There is a lot of liquids, but it's the base components aren't necessarily green for acid. It's it's all clear substances.
Look, it was worth a shot.
Mixing any of them together may prove volatile, but it's unclear what the effects would be.
I can't see shit.
Yeah, pretty much. In that case, I will.
When in doubt, make purple drink.
Okay. Alright. Since Tegan is right next to me, I'm going to use contaminated radiation stone on her knuckle.
Nice. You pull out this artifact and like quickly like grab Tegan's hand and like go ahead and tell me what that is.
It gives you 3d10 radiation damage.
Holy shit!
Holy shit.
Yeah.
The radiation stone.
Yeah.
Pull the stone out. Hey, Tegan, high five.
Why didn't you tell me you could do this?
You were never close enough to me. The first time we've been within 5 feet of each other.
I'm sorry, what's the name of the tech again? Real quick, I'm just-
Contaminated radiation stone.
Okay, because I was looking at like the first level.
And
And I was like,
yeah.
brutal. You activate one melee tech. Oh, you make a melee tech attack against a creature within range.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
So you could do that. He is size large, so you are within his range on that diagonal, technically, by the square grids of it.
Okay, yeah. I didn't look at the longer description. That's my bad.
It's okay. I was just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad you did. Oh, okay. Sorry, Tegan. So instead I punch it.
Okay, so your like kind of like clawed hands like rake across as you hold this contaminated stone. Dope. Give me a tech attack.
Oh, that was almost an 18. It's only an 8.
That sucks. Unfortunately, that's not enough. As you find his hide is a little too tough to like penetrate with this go.
It like did that like low like turn where it was almost an 18 and then boom too.
uh,
I'm gonna take the Oppie and hop up here.
all right. Climbing up over the table. Just give me a quick athletics.
Do have a climb speed if that
Oh,
helps.
yep. Never mind. You're good then. Yep.
Okay.
You're able to just like rat your way up there. And quick attack of opportunity. Natural 15. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
one. It's
Yeah.
gonna hit, and that's
Well, have
7
Has
points
he
of bludgeoning
gone?
damage.
Has he gone since he opted?
Oh,
Kimmy?
true. He has not. So never mind. Scratch that. I'll use reaction. So you're right. Yep, he does not.
Technicality, baby.
Go.
Yeah.
All right. So you run up there, and is that it?
Yep.
All right. Well, now that turret that was about to fire at Kimmy is then instead going to fire at you. Duck for that's 23 to hit.
Yep.
So you're gonna take that damage anyway.
But at least I won't take the Oppie damage and then this damage.
Yeah.
Right. Feel that. And then Hobbs, you're actually going to get 2 of these attacks across the room, pincer style. Oh, fuck me, running. That's a 12 and a 15.
They'll both miss.
Oh shit.
Fuck.
Nice.
All right, so Duck, you're just going
They laser point at each other in the eye.
to...
It fucks with you.
All right, Duck, you're going to take... Nine points of shock damage, including the vulnerability to shield this.
Just takes out my shield.
Alright. As your shield breaks. That's all 3 of these turrets have a go, and now Vlad is going, as he's just it's like, oh, no, why won't you just kill me already? His body begins to twist and shake, and he grows 1 size large. He is now like almost scraping the top of the ceiling as he grows to size huge.
It's never a good sign when the GM goes, and then he.
Oh,
The scene has turned a bit Akira.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. He is modeled after, for anyone that's played or is playing Borderlands 3, an anointed saint. And then he is going to lash out as these weird slagged plasma energy orbs just kind of like manifest and rocket out from himself. And yep.
No.
So that's a 12 to hit on Tegan. And
Nope.
A 19 to hit on Tegan.
Woo.
Yep.
And a 11 to hit Peaches. So, Tegan, you're just going to take one. Let's see. You're going to take. Can't believe I missed 2.
1 point of damage.
You're going to take 6 points of explosive damage as you're by this thing. As this guy like stomps through the fire. Oh, he starts his turn in the fire, and does not make his save. So he's going to take 5 points of fire damage. Oh, 5 points of fire damage.
Good news.
Good news, everyone.
I love
I stepped in the fire.
I love that he took less damage.
1 second ago when Cross said, "You're technically correct." That's the first thing I thought of. Technically correct. The best kind of correct.
Duck, what'd you say? Sorry, I missed that.
Oh, no, it's fine. I was just going to say, I love that he took less damage from his failed save than he did from his successful save. He took 6 the first time.
Right? Yeah, and then he takes 5. Oh, wait, no, that would be half. Or no, he failed, so no.
Yeah.
Low roll. I got a 3 and a 2. But that's his turn. Well, is he gonna move or is it, no? I think he's gonna stay. He's got you two right here, and he's still burning, so I think he's good with what he's gonna.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be it for Vlad. Moving down to Peaches, who's still burning in the fire, is going to see if he recharges his flame breath. Does not. Makes attack with his flaming club and can't seem to connect in a good enough spot. Just kind of runs up to this thing's like kneecap and like tries to like kneecap him, and like it's like like you see his arm visibly shake from like the vibrations of it. Behind you, just that's gonna be Peaches. So Hobbs, that's you. You are slow.
Yeah, slowed, but I am next to Fidget. And since I can only choose between an action and a bonus action, I will wake Fidget's ass up.
Fantastic.
And then, is there cover within 17 and a half feet of me?
I mean,
Maybe on the other side of this pipe over here near Kimmy, or can I get behind this panel or something?
if you move towards,
About over here next to the conditioner.
so right now you have direct line of sight from all 3 turrets, basically. So if you move down to where Kimmy is, then this thing would not have a good sight on you, and this one would not have a good sight on you. But you would be targeted still by one of these potentially. Whereas if you moved over here, you would only lose like one or the other, but the other 2.
Yeah, so I'm going to try and get just here on the opposite side of this whatever slag furnace.
Yeah, right.
And that'll do it.
Fantastic.
That'll do it for me.
As you run up and see Kimmy there, Kimmy's looking rough. And
I'll just say, "Oh, hi. You look how I feel. Let's see if we can do something about that later."
We're all just like, let it go down. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
In case you can't tell, I look like I'm like, recovering from a methadone bend or something. Like I'm like slurring my words and probably shivering.
Yeah.
I want to help you, but I'm helpless.
Fantastic. That being the end of the round, Fidget, go ahead and please enter initiative.
Hey.
It took so long, Fidget.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Good deal. 21 altogether.
So, what, Kimmy and Fidget, what are your dexes comparatively?
Mine's at 12.
My dex is 16.
Alright, so Kimmy, you will go before Fidget, and then Fidget, you'll go up before the doctor.
2.
As all of a sudden, like, you, like, shake it off and, like, begin to stand up, and you see Celsus goes, no!
So am I.
Awesome. So that's gonna be Kimmy. You're up.
Alright, Kimmy's gonna move the full 30 feet down here.
Okay.
Sorry, I just pulled up a really weird window. And then I'm going to fire upon Dr. Celsus with the Hedgehog Heavy. So she needs to make a dex save.
Alright, I will say you will have to be, like, in this instead.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
But that is totally viable. So it's a what save?
It is a dex save.
It's the good doctor. Okay, here we go. Oh. 10.
Yes!
Okay, show me what you got.
Show us what you
She's gonna take 3 points of explosive damage, but she's also gonna be thrown 10 feet. So I'm assuming, given the angle that Kimmy's firing from, she's gonna hit that wall there, which I think is extra nice.
Firing there, 10 feet straight. And she would definitely, like, crash in this nook between these boxes and the wall for sure.
Yeah.
10 feet being thrown back into this area. So 3 points of damage, and then go ahead and roll me 1d8.
1d8? You got it. 7 more points of damage.
Alright. She, like, hits hard against the wall, and, like, you see her orb shield still intact.
Yeah.
Something about what's happening doesn't seem to be making, or the orb shield seems to be extra fortified in some way, beyond just the bubble shield that's going on.
Like that.
But she's like, "Oh, you terrible little fucking children is what you are. You don't see the bigger picture. The work that comes from this will be something like the worlds have never seen."
Yeah, something tells me you need to go on a work retreat and learn the value of teamwork and friendship. So...
Friendship is magic. I was just thinking that.
Oh, actually, you know what? As I mentioned, she's gonna stop fucking around. So I think actually, what's in here? She does. She did have eyes. You had eyes on her. You had eyes on you. It's not. Yep, she's gonna use her reaction. As soon as she hits the ground, she, like, slaps her this little strange artifact on her boots that kick a rocket that destructs in midair. I need you to make a dexterity saving.
You got it. That is a 14.
14 will not save.
Shit.
Actually, you said you have 4 hit points left.
Yeah.
Here comes 2d10.
Oh boy.
Yeah, for 15 points of damage to you.
Alright, I am officially down.
Alright. You collapse in the doorway as you see transfusion orbs and begin to move back towards her. Although she hasn't suffered any damage to her hit points, but she really beat it both ways. So, Kimmy goes down. Boom. In the doorway. Hobbs can easily see it, Duck can easily see it, everyone else is either out of the way or too distracted.
Oh yeah, no worries.
Alright, dope. That was a good action, and worthy of her retaliation.
Thank you.
Fidget, That is you, as you see Dr. Celsus hit the ground and let loose a salvo of rockets back at her attacker. She looks over you and like just it's like, think of the work we could accomplish, think of all the mysteries we could uncover.
So Fidget just kind of stumbles back. You whatever this thing is, she just kind of grabs it to help pull herself to her feet, and just like pulls off her mask as she gets up and just like and just flings it down, and her eyes are glowing bright red. And she goes, Celsus, you want to do some Eridium testing? Do some Eridium testing. And she pulls a chunk of Eridium out of her pocket that starts to glow in her hand. Well, I failed my save, so I do blast a big radius of fire around me.
Awesome.
Oh, I imagine, like, when this happens, I probably lift a few inches off the fucking ground, too. There's probably, like, fire wings and all that crazy shit going on.
Oh my gosh, Fidget got taller.
Because I failed that check, which means there's fire going off all around me right now. So this probably looks pretty fucking astounding.
But you see Fidget's holding this fist-sized chunk of Eridium that all of a sudden glows intensely in her hand before it vanishes in fire, like, around her. Do what you're gonna do then, Fidget.
So DC 19 con save.
It's an 8.
Yay! All right, so she's lifted off the ground and is incapacitated, and then I use my action to hellbind her. And I think, let's see, there's my ruler. Oh, I am caught in the radius of that. But so is the turret, so that's fine.
Okay.
But I think because she's incapacitated, she automatically fails, and I think the turrets automatically fail theirs too. So that is 15, 16, 17, 18 fire damage.
You see at long last her shield breaks as her skin like burns and reddens around 18 points of damage. She's still
I failed my save too, but I have fire resistance on my shield, and I rolled a 10, so I just take 8 of that. Boop.
So you see Dr. Celsus' shield finally break. As she's like frozen up there, you can see like her skin begins to like blacken in places from like burning, and she's just like frozen in place but screaming into this forehead.
Did it go through her shield to the point where some of the fire damage hit her fleshiness?
In fact, it did. So go ahead. Get to that vulnerability.
Oh. Well, damn it. I shouldn't have rolled on the clip. I should have rolled in the box. Because that probably would have been a 4 at 3.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, she's looking mighty rough right off the bat. You get the feeling that though her shield was incredible, it's to overcompensate. Dope. All right, so that is your action, your bonus action, and your movement. After that, Tegan, you hear an explosion erupt behind you, but you're still locked in here in this flaming pit with Vlad. So what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
All right, I'm gonna see if I can knock this guy out here.
All right.
Let me get my deal. Nat 20.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that'll hit for sure.
Yep.
So double your dice.
We have a lot of dirty 20s, but I don't know if we had a nat 20 hit in combat already.
Not this session.
Not this sash, no.
So, ka-ching.
Well, yeah, I guess we did when Duck tried not to kill.
Don't forget,
Vlad.
anytime you guys hit a nat 20, take a badass token.
Mm-hmm.
That's not just for attacks, for saving
I think
checks. Oh, also.
All right, so that's 10 bludgeoning.
Also, this pit goes away. Peach's last two. Sorry. 15, is that what you said?
No, 10.
10. Okay, 10. This He's still standing, but fuck, that was a bad hit.
Jesus. All right, I'm gonna take my other hit.
All right, one more shot. Go for it.
Fuck. That's a 9.
9 doesn't do it, unfortunately, as he's still standing.
Fucking hey, dude.
And he's like, just kill me.
Well, you're not making it very easy on me here.
Duck, that will be your turn.
Q. Just double checking something really quick. Okay. I'm gonna use all my movement to get up to Kimmy. Stick her with the best I can do is a red health hypo, so 8 points back.
As you jam her and Kimmy from you while you're in the fight for your life process, like, woo, lurch back up.
Oh my god. Thank you so much, Doc.
Welcome.
Let's go ahead and get that X off you. Alright, Kimmy's back up. Duck, that is your turn. As you Oh, fuck me. Son of a bitch. Sorry, Duck. Before this turn had taken place, you and Hobbs should have made another save against the frozen icebreaker.
Oh, okay.
So repeat the Constitution saving throw, Hobbs and Duck.
Nope, even worse.
Now that it's the end of your concurrent turn, now make another one to see if you beat it at the end of this after healing Kimmy.
Oh god, I just
Did a 13 do it, or
Now, unfortunately, 13 does not.
Hobbs is still slow?
no, I only got a 5.
No, so the effects still cling to you guys. Dr. Celsus didn't go after Kimmy, did he? He went straight to Tegan. Yeah, no, Dr. Celsus didn't go. My bad.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I jumped.
No, Dr. Celsus, when she downed me.
Oh, that was with her reaction.
Oh.
Being attacked by me.
Oh, okay. My bad.
She fired off the Vendetta artifact, which is a reactionary round. Okay. Oh wait, no, she was trapped. She was trapped by.
She's incapacitated.
She was trapped by Fidget. That's right. That's why I skipped her, because she was in a stasis bubble. Yeah. All right, we're good then. We're all good. So the turrets now go after Duck. Duck, you are going to catch one of these. Fidget, you're going to catch one of these. And no, Fidget, I think you're going to catch 2 of these. So, that's a natural 20. Sorry, Fidget. The other one misses, though, with a 14, I think. That misses.
A 14 would hit exactly, but I was planning to, if either of them hit, to activate a molecular shield utility. So the nat 20 will still hit, obviously, because that always hits. And that's higher. Even the adjusted AC would still be only a 19, so that wouldn't do anything to mitigate the crit. But like the other one fires, and just without looking, I just go chunk and just deflect the fucking bolt shot.
Awesome.
It's like no.
And Duck, that's going to be an 18 to hit you.
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll do Duck first, because it's going to be the less brutal.
You say that.
That's 8 points of shock damage to you, Duck.
Ow.
15 points of shock damage to you. Is your shield still up, I believe?
Oh no, that a shield only had 9 points left, so that's okay.
Shield breaks, no additional vulnerability. Did not.
Okay, so the 15 was without vulnerability?
Without vulnerability. That was 8d4.
Right, so 9. Why is math hard? So 6 points to my hit points.
And then Vlad is going to go as he staggers forward and his body begins to rub. And he rolls a 3 again. All right. He does not change his size as he stays huge.
Oh, thank God.
And instead is going to attack you and Tegan and Peaches. It's 11 to hit Tegan, a natural 1 to hit Peaches. He's fucked. Ooh, and a
Damn.
23 to hit Tegan.
Fuck.
So Tegan, you are going to take 8 points of explosive damage as one of these orbs slashes out and
Jesus.
strikes at your den.
All right. I'm down.
Ooh, Tegan goes down, flies back, crashing into the table.
Shit.
So you enter fight for your life. So as you're laying on the table, you like reach out to pull out your primary weapon, your primary firearm that you have, which I believe is your shotgun. Yes.
Yeah, my scatter shot.
So
Scattergun.
should you still be down, you are in fight for your life. So you, on your next turn, you will make a death saving throw, and on a success, you can take a shot with your shotgun.
Yeah.
On a failure, you cannot manage to heft its frame and aim with any kind of ability. But that is the end of Vlad as Vlad turns to Peaches and be like, "Why won't you just kill me?" And Peaches goes, "Peaches," and swings with his flaming step. Oh, natural 2 for an 8. Jesus Christ! All right, that's Peaches gonna whiff on that just for retroactive sake. He does not charge his breath. So Hobbs, that is you, as you are now tucked behind this vat here.
I can try the save against the cryo effect at the start of my turn. Is that right?
It is the end of the turn that you have to save against it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess that simplifies my options here then. Hobbs is going to click to the arrow that allows him to move, and then he is going to run over and slide on his belly and reach through this rail and cauterize Tegan's wounds for... Fuck it, let's say for 15. So for all of it, let's get that girl back in the fight.
Yeah. Ooh, that bird.
All of my stuff for a turn, right?
Ooh, that bird's so good.
Yeah. Tegan, like, with searing, blinding pain, like, your vision is clarified as Hobbs, like, injects your deepest wounds in your chest with this paste that just instantly seals the flesh.
And Hobbs just smiles, like, in, like, weird slow motion and just goes, "Sorry, but..."
I just kind of like that. I just kind of like pat your cheek like this, and I shit. Yeah.
Okay, and I'll make my save. Let's fucking hope I make my save.
Also, fun fact:
I will not make my save.
there is a slide mechanic in this game where if you move 10 feet as part of your movement, you can use your movement to then slide, and you can slide through small openings or slide behind cover, or even with a proper check, slide through somebody's space. Keep that in mind. So sorry, what'd you get for your con check? Your con save, really?
Not good. Not good. 7, I think I got it.
Alright, still suffering the effects of the spell. But that brings us back up to the top of initiative as Kibby, you stand in the doorway looking at Duck, who's visibly frozen to his core.
Okay. Alright. I think I'm gonna use a Rejuvenator tech on Duck. Is that cool with you, Duck?
Yeah.
Okay. And 1 second here. So you're going to get 11 points back.
Oh, damn, that puts me at max.
Nice.
Thank you.
Dope. All right. Awesome. That's your action to use that. Anything else from you, Kimmy?
I'm also going to scooch between Duck and this wall here
Okay.
to get through there and get over here.
I was gonna say,
I got
oh,
ideas.
you probably just step over me.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, not a problem. I'll allow that. Awesome. So,
Actually, really appreciated Scooch. I want that to be like a Pokemon move. I used Scooch.
It was super effective.
Yeah, just use love hopes.
awesome. Dope. All right. From there, Fidget.
Kimmy, are you seriously hurt?
I have 8 points of health right now.
Okay. All right. It does not behoove me to blow her up again then. I go like I make a motion like I'm gonna friggin' try to phase lock and hellbinder again. I see Kimmy run up and I'm like, nope. like
I mean,
That was
honestly, you can do it again. It's okay.
No, I don't want to end up putting you right back down again. What I do instead is I turn, I go to do that, and then I'm like, well, firstly, again, it's something mechanically I want to move back. Flavor wise, that bullet or the shot hits me. I'm just like, and just go flying backwards. I stumble back and I just kind of push this thing between me and this turret, like a little. I just kind of shove it a little bit, and
We'll give you.
And
give you half cover.
yeah, against one of the turrets. And I look at Celsus. I'm like, my mother and father told me I'd have to hide from people like you. I'm done hiding. And I turn towards the turret, and I phase lock that.
Oh, nice. Auto fail on the turret save.
And then I hellbind and I blast so the fire gets the turret and her.
Very nice. And that's is that a save for the Hellbinder?
It would be a dex save, but I think she automatically fails hers, right?
She is stasis. That's true. Until the end of your turn. So yes. Very good. Very good. 2d10 plus your spot level.
So awesome. So against the turret, it's 14 damage. Against her with the vulnerability, it's 18 damage, and her vulnerability die steps up to a d6.
It certainly would, were that not enough. As the fire slaps up at her, she falls back into the pool of slag that's still pouring out of this, like sliding down the grate onto the machines below that you passed when you first came up, these big mining machines. And the slag just washes over her, and she like, as like it seeps into her burns. Not mutating her, because as we know, trying to ingest any form of relief just kills you. So, yeah, she lands. Use my correct mouse here. She lands. And as like she like as slag is still pouring down, she reaches one more time for you. And she's like, "Think of all the mysteries that you will never know now." And she passes. You see, as soon as she does, this bubble shield deactivates. And you also see that all three of these turrets.
Yes, I was hoping that would happen.
Duck just kind of tosses his ice pick up and down in his hand. He goes, "It's okay, we'll pick your brain later."
Yeah. Yeah, and that was my last phase lock for the day. So the glow just phase, and I just kind of slump against this cabinet or whatever it is.
Yes, Celsus falls down. Brilliant. Awesome. Fidget, at the end of your turn now. It would have been Dr. Celsus, but she was eliminated at the hands of one person she wanted to save in this fight above all else takes her out. Tegan, you wake up after the burning in your chest begins to subside. Standing up, you are no longer raging, but you're able, with half your movement, to stand up from the prone position.
All right. So I'm basically going to walk right up to Vlad. I'm going to use a bonus action to charge up one of my explosive charges.
Yep. Activating your explosive knuckles eliminates the possibility of this being non-lethal damage. So instead of a knockout blow, this will be a tactic blow, which is still,
All right.
depending on what you guys feel you want to do. I'm not saying it's not a possibility. I'm just saying, like, you're exploding something against someone's body. There's no way to do that really non-lethally.
Yeah, no, but even if I do knock the guy out, is he even going to be in any, like...
I can stabilize him.
He's a big hulking monstrosity now, like...
Indeed.
Mm.
If you want to go for it, and we'll see what Stuck has stated out loud. He does have means of, like, not letting him just immediately die.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, can I get there in time?
All right, I'm just gonna. Okay, I'll just attack him the normal way.
All right, so we'll retroactively erase that bit. You stand up with half your movement. You can get back to him easily by just stepping back down off the table.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at you and he goes, and leans into you.
All right. So I'll put up my fist. 16. That is a 22.
22 hits.
4. And that's an 8 bludgeoning.
8 bludgeoning as, like, you lean in and smash this guy, like, across the temples, and as he, like, to the ground, all of a sudden his body starts to bubble and roil and shrinks back down to his regular stature at your feet, like, coughing up this, like, slag, like, all over himself, and he's, thank you, thank you, as he's, like, you can hear, like, the gurgling in his throat as he, like, he begins to perish. We are now out of initiative, but for the sake of it, we'll just quickly run down this list. Tegan, he's at your feet. Up next would be Duck, if you want to attempt to use to get there. Unfortunately, still being slowed, although, actually, that...
I only need to get here to see him, and then I can use tenacity.
You can, but I should also mention that what was happening to you guys was concentration.
Okay.
So that,
there we go.
that actually begins to subside as soon as Celsus is done, as all of her equipment begins to kind of power down. So yes, you are unrestricted now.
Cool. Where was I? 5 times. Yeah, I can get right up next to him and use tenacity to stabilize him.
Nice, stabilize him. As you,
I don't know if I want to bring him up until we figure out how to fix him.
right, but stabilize. He is at 0 hit points. He is unconscious. You do see as he began to die, like, part of his arms start to form almost like dry skin to the maximum, and it turns into, like, a hardened crystalline surface, as though he was beginning some form of Eridium petrification.
Yeah, don't go dying on me now here.
And you look, yeah, but it does appear that he is, that it is not happening as quick. If that makes sense. Duck, give me a medicine check.
Oh. 9.
You're unclear why, even though he is actively not in the dying stages. But you do see this petrification creeps very slow. As though at this rate, to fully like petrify this person. Being stabilized would probably take maybe like upwards to like a half hour to an hour, give or take. As you see, it just like slowly like begins in the veins, but slowly creeps itself like more like up his arm, and like you begin to see little pieces on exposed flesh wherever it lies. But he is, for the sake of this, we'll say he's stabilized and barely conscious. I won't say he's fully out. He's like kind of like, it's just like, why don't you just let me die?
Hey!
Oh.
Can you still talk? You still there? Huh?
He coughs a little bit of slag in your face.
Ugh. Come on.
Need a few more answers from you, and then if we can help you, I'll let you die, which certainly seems like help of some sort, just looking at you, friend. So why don't you tell us where the iridium salts are, because Captain Odessa is very unhappy with you.
You do actually have the iridium salt on you. You were able to procure it from Vlad's cabin before you went searching.
We have all of it, though?
Maybe not all of it. Good point. You did find a stash here. Let me, he like coughs, and like as you guys all begin to talk around,
while they're doing that, I think Kimmy's going to go to Dr. Celsus's body and grab her by the hair to drag her out of the slag bit and raid her coat to see if there's anything to help.
Okay, cool. This guy talks to the Hobbs. Go ahead and roll an investigation check and just hold on to it for a second. But Vlad like looks at you as you like ask a question. He goes, "The salt's stash. There's in my room in my house under the floors. Tell Odessa that our slate is clean now. The others for other suppliers in custom." In a secret department I have in the mines. Leading you to believe the mines that move underground between Sawtooth Cauldron and Eridium Blight must have some stash held up back there.
Now hold on just a sec.
Get on the moon.
Now hold on a sec. No, wait. Before you die just yet.
Mhm.
I found a picture of you with my parents. Who are they? How do you know them?
Come on. And like he's trying to, his brain is like very like in and out foggy as he stumbles to find the words. Kimmy, what did you get on your investigation check?
I got an 11.
11. You do find her belt. Which is kind of cool looking. It's like some kind of utility belt. It has some kind of central power core as like a firming belt buckle. You're unclear what it does, but it looks like that's something worth saving. And you also know about her mine launcher that she still has equipped to her robotic arm that she like attached and fixed in place. So you can strip that from her as you fully aware what that is and see who use it. Beyond that, I would say those are the two prime examples you get is the utility belt and the corruptor mine launcher.
Okay. I will grab those. I think somebody would like the mine launcher.
We're going to jump back to Ansy before we start divvying up some of that, but I will tell you what the mine launcher does. The mine launcher, with $300 worth of the antimony pentafluoride and hydrogen fluoride, the mixture that Duck has saved in his memory or what have you. As an action, you can launch a mine at a chosen point up to 30 feet away, and the mine remains armed for up to 1 minute, and it's proximity triggered using motion detection sensor. Detonating when a creature moves.
Awesome.
The mine explodes in a 10-foot radius of corrosive goo and caustic vapors, which persists for 1 minute. The creatures that trigger the mine, as well as any creatures that start to turn in or attempt to move through the area infected, must make DC 13 dex saves or take 2d8 corrosive damage on a failed save, or half as much on a success. And much like the corrosive substance, the formula that Duck found, this also deals double damage to structures and objects.
Okay.
Is applying bullet salve to the petrified areas, or does that seem to have any effect or slow the process or let him talk any more coherently while Tegan's trying to get some information?
Are you looking to check, or are you just doing it?
I'm just like, I'm gonna do it, but I have 2 of them. So like, if I do it once, does it seem to help? Like, I'm gonna go specifically like around his neck, and so hopefully his throat doesn't turn to granite while he's talking.
You apply it to like the arm that's like got the most heavily affected area, and you see while it doesn't reverse it, it does actually stop it, restoring a hit point to this creature, getting him out of 0. Seems to stop the petrification. It doesn't seem to do anything to his general state of being, but it stops him from petrifying. As he you put it on him, and he feels like the healing of it commence, and he just goes, "Oh, come on."
Just a little more.
Well, all that stuff's going on, I want to bring up her notes that I copied, her research, and try to do a search through it to see if there's anything in there about reversing what happened to this guy.
All right, you dig through that while this guy talks. Roll me an investigation or a tech check. Either one's good. But Vlad, so what exactly do you ask Vlad, Tegan, in so many words?
Ask him who those people in that photograph were. How do you know them?
He goes, they were my friends a long time ago. We were something of a crew. Working for the Banner Squad at the time.
Banner Squad.
A collective type of do-goody bandits out to make a difference.
A difference?
Is it there? Three Horns Valley. They're stationed there, their main hideout.
Three Horns Valley.
Pulling up a map on the general areas of Pandora, Three Horns Valley is beyond the dust. And he laughs and goes, They were always good people. Stupid. It's what got them killed.
Killed? They're dead?
I ain't heard from them in 25 years, 20 years, somewhere around there. What do you care?
I'm their kid.
He coughs up or whatever, and he momentarily reaches up. No, you can't be. It's not any. Jane?
Jane? Is that their name?
That was their kid's name.
I was gonna say.
Who the hell is Jane? My name's Tegan.
Dun dun dun.
I don't know, no Tegan. I know their kid was Jane.
They had a daughter named Tegan. They sold her off to a cage fighting pit.
Story I heard is that they were trying to get their daughter out of the line of fire. They got themselves killed for it.
I don't know if you're lying or just making something up just to fucking
Just
be
to
considerate
mess
of my
with me.
feelings or something. Just to mess with me or be considerate of my feelings or something. But my parents, they abandoned me. They sold me off when I was a child and I basically had to survive my entire life killing people just so I can live to see another day.
Tegan,
And now you're saying that my parents were a bunch of little goody two-shoes with a daughter named Jane that they died for? That is a bunch of bull. What the fuck are you trying to say to me?
Tegan, how old were you when you were sold off?
I don't know. I hardly even remember. I was like, well, maybe 4 or something.
Then how do you know you weren't called Jane before that? Maybe the ring gave you a new name.
No, I was always named Tegan. I don't remember. I would remember my own name.
Maybe not if you were only 4.
But like I don't remember how old I was. All I know, I have always been Tegan.
The voice in your head angrily growls. True.
No, there is no Jane. There is only Tegan.
Go ahead and just make me a Constitution check.
There it goes. 11 and 15.
Your anger is fuming. You can see his face red, her veins bulge, like you want to lose control, but you keep yourself under control. But you can feel a part of you wants to smash this person to pieces. As he's like just lulling in and out of consciousness.
Give in to your anger.
Finally, he comes back to it and he goes, "Look, I'm not saying my friends were perfect. You're falling off of that.
Yes.
Some reckless fucking decisions that affected everyone around. And just like draining down the side of his face. If I see them in the afterlife, I'll have some questions of my own. It's not
What were their
reason I
names?
wound up ditch water. Cops.
What were their names?
Trilo. It's a man in the photo. And the woman was Jacqueline.
Jacqueline and Krylo.
And they were some of the best thieves I ever had the pleasure to work with. They got stupid.
Okay, maybe we don't insult the angry woman's parents. Just for a minute.
And he looks at you.
No, they are stupid. No, they are stupid. Because they don't know. They don't know that their daughter.
Loose guidelines on deathbeds.
If you really claim,
Because they don't know.
if you really claim to be Krylo and Jackie's only daughter, go talk to Mad Molly at the Bangor Squad. She might have some more information. We all excommunicated because of that shit. I got looked into it. I had nothing to do with this stupid bus gone wrong that they were fucking involved in. Got us all kicked out of the squad, left to fend for ourselves, and uncaring, it looks over at the body up there that he's barely visible, like the boot hanging from the back of that as Kimmy is rolling the body. Left to fend for ourselves and makes the most evil deed this has to offer.
Are we?
Does anybody have any more questions for this guy?
I was gonna ask if we were looking to help this guy or, and Duck cocks his gun, help this guy.
I'm done. I'm done with him. I'm done with him. You do whatever you want.
He looks over at you, Duck, and goes, "Come on, love. Sweet relief."
Oh, did I find anything?
As Duck, you have a decision to make.
Yeah.
Fidget, what did you roll on your investigation or tech?
Got a 19.
Go pouring through the notes. It looks like this was a steady infusion of this kind of liquid, or like iridium slag. The notes speak heavily of the Calypso twins and how they were able to use the siren powers to change and alter the basic physiology of like creatures that they were able to infuse with this energy. She was trying to replicate it, obviously without the abilities of the sirens, and it worked to various degrees. The cybernetics appears to be locally linked to the respiratory system, which provides like steady increases in injections of like substances that like spark a rage type deal in an effort to like turn them into like some kind of like weapon and manipulate and control them. There is a possibility that with like an actual blood transfusion, like a complete and total emptying and refilling, it may be able to clear the poisoning out. But that involves equipment, a donor match,
Yeah.
and probably part of like a couple hours.
Just put him out of his misery.
Yeah, stuff we don't really have here.
You could attempt to like MacGyver some shit, but it would be very high combination of skill checks. So Fidget, do you share that as Duck stares down at the suffering individual?
Yeah, I just kind of like as I'm reading it, I come over here, I do the little like whoop thing like under the railing and just gracelessly drop down, and I just turn to Duck and I'm like, we could try to save him, but I don't think the chances are very good of that. And I just kind of show him like I show him the notes that I figure he'll understand better than me because they're medical stuff, and that's something I do not have a head for. At least I don't think I do.
Yeah, Duck.
Yeah, no, I do not.
You know what it takes to do a complete blood transfusion, and even on like the best examples of everything being pristine and medical grade, it's like a 70-30 if they'll make it. Like it's a high mortality rate.
And like, where are we gonna find the blood to replace it too?
We need to find an exact sized person with the same amount of blood in them.
Yeah.
We're not
Or
draining
slightly
their
larger.
blood.
Yes, we must drain it all.
I mean, oh god.
I mean, in fairness, Hobbs did promise this guy a bullet. Like, then
All right.
he's been asking. He's only asked us for one thing, so.
If you don't want to do it, I'll do it.
Well, I'm just one question. If we were to do this, do we have the time? It'll take a while.
So his petrification has stopped. So I think he's just This is his current lot in life, right about this status here.
If you want to take a few hours, we could try.
I'll just look at Tracer and say, how do you feel about a couple of hours to spare your, right now it seems like a miserable life, but there could be light after this. And before he can answer me, I'm going to punch him really hard in the jaw to knock him out.
Tenacity.
Stabilized.
A non-fatal punch in the jaw, It's like you said the wrong thing to me in a bar, Tracer.
Awesome. Yeah, you knock him out cold for the sake of it. We'll say he can remain unconscious at 1 hit point, so that we don't start over with the petrification.
Is the computer still open? Like, is it still unlocked and stuff? Or did that go down when the doctor did?
No, I mean, everything in this place seems to be still functional, more or less, although the amount of slag now draining through the grates is, like, steadily, becoming, like, maybe problematic. But
Okay.
it's not like it's gonna flood this place. It's going down these machines that mine very deep, if you recall, like the echoous cavern underneath this place.
Okay. Kimmy is going to search the computer to see if they had any video feeds going.
Go ahead and give me a tick check.
Okay. That's a 13.
Yeah, on a 13, you do see that this place was still wired, and some of the things were still acting on a Hyperion server.
I'd like to download those videos, if I can.
Alright, on a 13, I would say during this time, it'll take you, a chunk of time here, maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes. But you can copy some of these videos off, but being able to erase them from this terminal, unclear on a 13 if these were like uploaded to some cloud server storage or not.
Oh no, that's okay. I just want the footage.
Okay. This place is an abandoned Hyperion facility. It's unclear how much Hyperion still has access or even bothers to check anything that's still functional down here when they abandoned the planet after Jack was killed.
Okay. And does everybody mind if I keep the utility belt? I want to see what it does.
No objections.
All right. She's gonna be like, "This was the only cute thing about you," before spitting on the doctor's body.
Fantastic. You throw on the belt, click it, boop, and this will require a bit to be able to understand exactly what it does. You'll have to sit with it and tinker and, try to figure it out. Basically, what I'm saying is this requires a tool. So, in about an hour, if you'll finally be able to get a grip on it, I'll send you the stats for it later.
Okay.
But the last remaining item to be solved before we close out the session is the fate of Vlad as he lays hugging around unconscious, labored breathing. What are we going to do with this man?
At the time, I would
I'm
like
fine with just
save him.
I'm fine with putting him out of his misery. It's what he wants.
Well, I'm literally fine with. I mean, again, if it's low odds or death, but we want to try and save him, then we can give it a whirl. But I mean, do we have access to what Duck would need? Or, I mean, you said that this was a pretty under-resourced lab at this point, but clearly she managed to stick a bunch of Eridium in him. So I just there's got to be some gear.
I think with a couple good checks, like medicine and tech, maybe a combination of a group check here and there, it would be easy enough to start the process. I think the part you're going to have a trip up with is I don't know that you've got anyone here that has the ability to identify blood types. If one of you is going to be the donor.
I was going to say, if anybody, Duck would probably have the best chance of figuring that out.
That would be a particularly high check just to see if you can reasonably identify someone's blood type.
I only have an herbalist set. I can identify a poison, but I don't think that.
Hobbs will offer his blood type is red and usually about a 0.04.
My blood type is red also and boiling.
could I try to look at what equipment she does have and try to like MacGyver something together that'll help Duck with that?
Yeah, I think this will be the last roll of the night, and depending on its success or not, I guess we may continue with that later. But go ahead and give me a tech check, and do it with advantage, as Duck can kind of lead you in this.
Oh, I might not need it.
My family doctor says that my blood is contaminated, therefore I should not be donating.
Yeah. 25.
Nice. You think you could easily work up a rigging enough that would be able to extract blood and transplant it back in. As far as finding out a blood type, you think using a combination of some of the equipment in this lab, as well as possibly some resources from like the EchoNet, you think you might be able to tell whose blood is most suited, and that would be that would actually be you, Fidget. You said your blood might be the best. As you carry,
But you don't have any. You don't have enough blood in your tiny body to. Oh wait, you're both pinks. Never mind.
Real tiny. Yeah.
that's exactly
My concern is what will Siren blood do to a Eridium infused guy?
I was hoping it'd be one of the bigger people.
Yeah.
Have to worry about draining them.
Unfortunately, Duck has not Duck, but Fidget carries like the same mutation that created Tinks in the first place, the same evolution, if you will. So chances are probably more of a genome match. But let's make a quick luck check. It's possible that this body might not reject Tegan's blood either.
Okay.
So Tegan
That's
may be a viable option as well. I just made a luck check and got 19. I think that's good odds.
Egan has some tattoos made with snake ink from Eden 6, but like this guy can't be a chooser, you know?
That's if Tegan's willing.
And at some point in all this, because I did make the possibly foolish in hindsight decision to take my mask off before using my power, so it was not inside of my orb shield and probably got absolutely demolished. So I just kind of like take one last look at it and just like kind of throw it onto the ground, and I just look, addressing the entire team, go, if I don't hide being a siren anymore, that's kind of gonna paint a huge target on all of our backs. But as long as you guys are okay with it, just kind of shrug.
I mean, it's pretty selfish of you because we usually keep such a low profile, but I suppose I don't have anybody else to associate negatively with me, so.
All press is good press as far as I'm concerned.
Just means more people to punch.
Awesome.
All right. Well, as you guys, under mild protest by Tegan, who Tegan I think would rather just end this dude's existence, but trying to be good Samaritans, you guys set out on a rigorous task that will take several hours to start to try to rig up the beginnings of what could be a blood transfusion. As you station Vlad's unconscious body on the gurney and prep for work as the camera pans out. And this is where we will end our session of Vaults and Minerals. Having defeated the evil Dr. Celsus and come one step closer to discovering some mysteries surrounding Tegan's parents. At least giving you a clue that might lead to another direction.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. I love it. That's awesome.
Yes. To be continued.
It's funny because when you were like, what were their names?